fucking roasting, man. What are we, 20 degrees? What's wrong with my motor? Evening, everybody. What's happening, Anne-Marie? Just thought I'd come in a wee bit early to try and get folk in before Angry Plumber comes in. I am buzzing, man. Nervous. I've actually come out in my motor today, the guy, so I don't clap my horns. You walk the railway, mate. I-40, mate. I've come out in my motor today, so I don't keep clapping my horns. I can put my horns somewhere. I fucking keep clapping my horns in the house because I'm nervous. QTS. No, mate, I used to work with Kelvin. I'm now working with S. How you doing, Danielle, darling? I used to work with Kelvin, mate. I'm now with SWGR. I start with him on Saturday night, mate. AP. Kelvin or SWGR, mate? Done my points operators course up at QTS. Happy I've made this live. Oh, I missed the last one. I know, missus. You set an alarm this time, I take it? Or a reminder? There he's there. I need to let him... He's got to add me in, hasn't he? Hosts. How do you get... Wait a minute. I need to wait an Angry Plumber inviting me in. Sent your request, bud. There we go. Accept. Sent your... How you doing, mate?
No bad, yourself?
Aye, good, my man. Come out in the motor because I'm nervous.
How are you nervous?
Don't know, mate. I keep clapping my horns when I'm in the house. It's fucking brutal.
See, for the first year of TikTok, I done that as well. My wife goes mental because I date when I put a suit on or a new bit of clothing. I'm like, that in the mirror. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? Our guys do it. It's probably a comforting thing.
Cheers, what? Aye, mate. I just keep clapping my horns. I'm murder. That's what I done in my video today, and I was trying to hold my horns behind my back and all that. This is
I just watched that. I just watched that, Ed.
Try to hold my horns behind my back and everything, so I didn't do it.
What have you been up to?
Had the rain. I dropped him off. His mum at kind of dropped him off. Well, I took him to nursery and picked him up for his mum, dropped him off there. Yeah. And just been in the gym, mate. That's it. Start my new job on Saturday, so buzzing for that.
Brilliant.
Saturday
is it night shift,
mate.
like?
Night shift, mate. Aye, cause I work on the railway, mate.
Oh, is it? I was wondering what you done.
Railway, buddy. Aye, that's what I do, mate. I work on the railway.
My mate used to work on the railways, cleaning up, like, dare I say it, but he was doing up the kind of like dead bodies and then that train derailment.
Aye.
But he got caught taking pictures of the crash and everything.
Aye, they got obviously got to deal with the dead bodies and things like that, mate.
Yeah.
And, they do all the investigations. And then they determine what happened and things like that before they reopen the track and all that, mate. I couldn't do that job, man. Oof.
Nah. I'm bad enough a plumber. I couldn't work on the rails, like.
See, some of the photos I've been showed with folk jumping off bridges onto the track and all that, mate, are getting hit with a train. There's nothing of them left, mate.
No.
I mean, they're getting about in the fun, like a horn here or a bit of a leg there and all that. It's no nice, man.
No. I went down to join the parachute regiment when I was 16 and the train driver hit a cow and he got retired after it.
Aye.
Just for hitting a cow.
See, if a train driver has more than, what is it, so if they just come back for hitting somebody, right, they can take as much time after as they want on full pay. And if they come back and it happens again, I think it's if it happens to them 3 times, they retire on full pay. Oof. I think that's what it is.
Well, you take to be pretty unlucky to hit 3 people, But then, I mean, nowadays it's probably like
day and age, mate. Fucking hell, man. Everybody's looking for the next train, aren't they?
Well, at least you
So,
can't be classed as a bad train driver if you hit somebody anyway.
mate, it's bad up north. When
Uh,
I was working up north, then when I was coursing up there, taking line box and that, that's all I used to hear all the time. See up there, that's
yeah.
constant.
Was it you do
Uh,
on the rails then?
Controller site safety, mate. So I'm out and I go in. So if I'm out, I brief the team. I'm out with the team and I'm in charge of that full team and
Yeah.
their safety when they're out on track and make sure the job's getting done right and all that. Or if I'm out as an AP, that's when I go out and do the isolations of the lines.
Uh-huh.
So I hire for the lines, or if I'm out as a points operator moving the points for train movements and things.
That's some of
Site
the
boarding.
responsibility, eh?
Aye, mate. I love the job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just decided one day I needed a different career and just put everything into it 3.5, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And I've now got all my tickets and that now.
Okay. Hard work and dedication,
So,
mate.
aye, that's that. That's when my mindset changed as well. Do you know what I mean? With
Is
the
it, eh?
path I was on and all that, and I went for the new job and decided just to go for it, bud.
Uh-huh. Flung yourself in the deep
So,
end.
aye, basically, mate, aye, just to keep myself occupied. We know yourself with PTSD, the more occupied you are, the more work you do, the better
Oh,
it is for yourself.
I've been like
That's
that
how
this whole
I'm
week.
constantly working all the time, mate. I'd work every hour under the fucking sun, do you know what I mean? Because it just stops you from fucking thinking, doesn't it?
Well, see, that's how before I even I had PTSD, I was like seeing things and stuff, and I'd be like, fuck here, I need to go and get myself a wee cheeky line here or something, aye. Ken, and I'd be
Aye.
like, that would stop you from thinking because you'd be watching the curtains outside. You'd be like a pervert peeping Tom, eh? But it stopped you thinking.
Oh, it did, mate. And to stop your head going, because you know yourself with PTSD, mate. The same as when you're going through stuff. Well, obviously, if you're in and you've got things happening in like your life or your family and that, it's not the same as somebody else dealing with it, because
Nah,
your mind goes through a million one scenarios at once, and it starts imagining things, and you're seeing things,
no,
and you're imagining things are happening that aren't happening, because your head just doesn't know when to fucking stop, man. It's a
yeah.
fucking minefield, it all, man.
Oh, took me ages to get to terms with that because see what I got it after my mum passed because the ambulance crew never told me she had passed and the ambulance driver went in and she was laying there naked with her eyes open and everything. So after
Aye,
that, I was seeing it in my room, reliving it night for night. And
aye.
I'm not like I commend you, mate, for being spiritually minded because I'm not that way inclined. But I was sitting in my room at night, kind of my wife knew could use like time to myself, so I'd see things flying about the room, and I'd turn the light off, and you'd see it clearer.
Aye.
And I was like that one night. Fuck, I could smell my mum, I could see her and everything. And I
Aye,
was
it's
looking at
mental,
my
mate.
wife. I was trying to dig my wife kind of wake up so she could help us. And then
Aye.
the next day, I was like, I said, I could see my mum and everything. She goes, no, you're just sleeping, you're just daydreaming and stuff. Can't get back to sleep. The next day, she woke up. She goes, Ken, what? I could actually smell your mum last night. I am like, you cheeky bitch. I was looking there for reassuring, and you just told me to go back to fucking sleep. I was like, you could have said last night that you thought the same, aye. But
Aye,
obviously, like, she couldn't see things, but she smelt it, and I'm like, oh, that's a
did you
massive
start
trigger
seeing
when you
stuff when you were
smell.
awake? Did you
Well,
start seeing things when you were awake? No. Did you ever
but
start seeing things like the things you were seeing when you were in your bed? Did you start getting them when you were
uh,
awake?
like I'd
Aye.
go into the kitchen and I'd turn around, right, and I didn't care what it was, but I was the therapist, and I hate people. It's like a massive trigger for me. People repeating themselves because one, it's like they didn't respect you enough to listen,
Aye.
and the second part is it just irritates the fuck out of me. So I was like, I was already in the midst of kind of like I was arguing with her, I was arguing with the bears because they were repeating themselves. And one of my twins is a spitting image of my mum, eh?
Aye.
Like she looks like me now, but she's a spitting image of my mum. And I turned around and that's I seen. And then the next thing I was like was boom, you're back in that ambulance, eh? And it smelt kind of like if you go into a hospital, you smell the hospital smells,
Aye.
you smell everything. And I was just like, oh, again, just like that. I lost a whole week that week. Ended up in the
It's
hospital. I took too many tablets and I dislocated my shudders. Ended up in the hospital and I woke up on the Friday getting pushed to a scan in a wheelchair. That's how I
fuck's
remember, right?
sake.
Ken,
Aye.
the boy was like that. It's like I blacked out because I was taking the meds. But when you're in the hospital, they just give you every single medication that's on your prescription. And
Aye.
you're used to taking your meds yourself, eh? So you're kind of like 8 o'clock, I'll take a couple, and then at 10 o'clock, I'll take another couple. But they give
Aye.
you at 8 o'clock. So I was going about that hospital like Mr. Burns going through that poppy field or something, kind of like glowing like fuck. And I just couldn't even remember. And I couldn't even remember the bearings of that. But if somebody asked me about my mum, I was able to boom, Ken,
straight away.
like on her COP, on the oxygen regulator, I was able to tell her like I was 92% SATs and everything. Ken, Ken, everything. But see, if you ask me what the Bears done that week, couldn't tell you anything.
Couldn't tell you. It's mental how much your with PTSD as well, that how much memory you do lose in it, and it's like trying to recollect something you done 5 minutes ago, and you're like, what was I doing there? Like, your brain just switches off, and it's like, hold on a minute, it's the same. I'm amazing with numbers and remembering stuff and that, and it's like I could be sitting like the other day when I was in doing my drugs and alcohol, right? And I know all my numbers off by heart, bank numbers, everything else like that. And she's asking me on, I'm going, and it just fucking, I went, I can't remember my national insurance code. She's like, oh, you really need that one? And I'm sitting trying to think and think and think. I'm going, I fucking know this. And it just wouldn't come. No. So I started doing my drug and alcohol. And do you want to know when it come back to me? I done the ear test, right? So you get in a booth.
Yeah.
So you get in this booth and it's dead and closed, right? And you put the ear defenders on and it's playing wee noises into my ear.
Yeah.
And my fucking national insurance number come back to me when I was in the booth. What the fuck, man? No matter how much I tried.
Yeah.
And it just came to me like that because I was in an enclosed space, these ear defenders on, and they were playing these wee noises into my ear. And then it just popped into my head, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is just fucking...
I didn't care about yourself, like, well, I can't regulate what I get. So if somebody pisses me off, sometimes I just laugh, but then it's like, I go pure hysteric. And then other times if I'm angry, I've never ever lashed out what I've actually wanted. Once, and that was my supervisor at work. I wanted to hit him because he was trying to mark out that I was a liar, and I'm like, I hate getting made out to be a liar, but next thing I can, I'm like on the phone to him, you better get along here within 10 minutes. I'm coming along here, I'm punching your boss. And my boss is like, oh, you can't do that, you'll get sacked. I'm like, well, go to occupational therapy, that's in my fucking book.
Mate, I know. It's like when stuff happens, like, I tried to explain this to my last work. There was stuff going on in my work, and it's like I tried to explain to my boss about this. I says, you don't understand, but with this going on, right, I don't deal with anybody else. I says, I'm either going to fly off the handle or I'm going to be alright about it, but I need to be in the situation with this person first to understand how I've got to feel. And she's like, but I can't do that. I says, I know. I says, but I could go there and be alright and be fine with the person, or I could go there and all it takes is one wrong word and I could absolutely explode. I says, I don't know what stage I'm going to be at in that sort of situation, do you know what I mean? And it's trying to explain to them, my mind's not the same as everybody else's, do you know what I mean? It's like, it could change in a whim. I could be there and be alright, and then 2 seconds later they could say something wrong to me and I could fucking explode.
Yep. My wife used to be like, my wife used to say that, it was like fractured, eh? It's not fractured, it's just colourful.
It's fucking very colourful, man.
Well, if you say it's fractured, you get people who will pretend to mark, like, I've never once seen you on any of your videos, Ken. You get people on this app who will mark out everything they do is due to their mental health. Whereas I've never once seen any of your videos where you're saying, Ken, you had a couple of videos where you got what you needed to get out, but that wasn't because of your mental health, that's because you wanted to get it out. Whereas you've never once blamed your PTSD or the trauma or heartache or anything that you've been through for anything. And it's the people on this app you see, if it's a proven track record, if you get somebody who watches somebody closely enough, they'll start mimicking them.
I remember watching that video you put on that, and it's so true. 100%. I remember that video you put out about that, and it is so fucking true.
And you see it with people on the app, like, I'm not spiritually minded, and I condemn you and GT for what you do because you didn't preach, you educate, and then you're getting your real life experiences, whereas you do hear these creators who are like, it's not a bad life, it's just a bad day. And you're like, all right, you still stay with your mum while she's doing your cooking, your ironing, and kicking you out of bed at work in the morning. None of them have got real life. If you say to them, what's your worst day? Everybody's had a saying, like, if you look back to your worst ever day and you never thought you'd get through it, but you did. If this time doesn't equate to then, you'll get through it. But most people who probably say that have never had a hard day's graft in their life, never had a heartache. They must have lost as a pet hamster or something.
Aye.
And they're saying that, and you've got these 18, 19-year-olds now coming away with inspirational quotes like, Ken, oh, I'm doing the Amazon FBA or whatever it's called, and don't worry, you're going to get there one day. And you're like, fuck sake, you're renting a shoebox in your mum's cupboard.
Oh, fuck's sake, man.
And then they're sitting preaching to us where we've got life experience. Like, we Malky, what he does, and Kieran and Natalie and stuff, they'll probably tell you as well. Like, the bullshit on this app with people who will come out, like, because you're doing something good, you'll not get the traction that somebody
I
who's
don't,
doing
mate.
something bad will get. Somebody who's doing something bad will get fucking plenty of attraction, whereas you're doing something good. And yeah, your account's grown massively for you first come on, and rightly so. And
Aye.
I remember ages ago I says that to you, get on the lives and get up a podcast. Because
Aye.
what you've got
That's
to say,
why I done it.
yeah, and
Because of that
mate,
advice you gave me.
you'll be helping so many people, whereas you get people on here that'll be like, oh, I nipped into his live, man, another day and was talking about mental health. And these are the same people who are putting up videos saying, oh, men need to start talking, but I want a real man. Ken?
It's true, mate. It really is. And that's obviously if you're talking to you and that as well when you advised me about going down the podcast route. Someone never thought about if I spoke to you. And then I was just sitting thinking one night, well, obviously they knew I've not got the platform to go on my podcast, so why not use
Yeah.
this to build it up? They knew then when they get it, I've got a following to go into the podcast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So
see when you do your podcast, that mate, date yourself. There's
I've got to
people
do it myself, mate.
because there's people on this app. Like I started it up, and the trajectory that I had for it totally went down. Like there was,
Aye.
I don't know, another three guys, and the other three guys had something in common, which was addiction. One was a recovering alcoholic, the other one was an alcoholic, and the other one had a partner who was an alcoholic, and it was kind of the one out that didn't hear that tie to them. I mean, you've seen it.
Aye.
I was wanting to make it a 4-way equal split. Whereas if you're on your end, you could control everything. You control your guests, you control the questions. Sometimes you can control the answers because you just end the live. God, you're shite. God.
Aye.
So it's good. It's good to see like how far you've come on that app, because I remember when you first come on, all your wee videos, that fucking brilliant. But then you get Scottish TikTok strange, Ken? You get the women saying mental health matters and men matter, and then the next thing is they want a real man. So real men can't show emotions.
I know. 100%, mate. It's like I proved my point today, right? I've been doing all these positive videos and all that, and I hardly get any traction. I did a wee bit of a beef with a guy today, and my video went through the roof. I did a wee bit I mean, the guy had wrote something, and I just end up saying, you know what? I'm too positive all the time. This one I'm going to answer. And I answered, and next minute it's at 6,000 views within about an hour, and I'm like that. Like, I do all these positive videos, you're lucky to break out 1,000. And then I've got one bit of an argument with a cunt because I says fuck off, and the views go through the roof.
Yeah. Oh, it's a joke sometimes on here, because then you get the people who are openly scamming. Like, again, you've had people on your lives before and that, and there's a few of them I saw stayed away, and I'm like, Ken, well, you're selling stuff, but you get people doing WhatsApp group chats, and I've always said to them, every comment, I'm like, what if somebody messages you and says, that £15 I've paid you this month, that was my electricity, but I'm really sorry, I can't pay you money this month. They'll be like that. They'll be gone by the end of the message. And there's been a few people who have messaged me and says like, Ken, oh, this guy's cut me down and shut me off, and I didn't care what I do. I'm like, well, I can't give you advice. I could just listen.
I'm the same, mate. I've had guys coming on to me that's been on these pages, it's been paying, subscription fees and all that?
Yeah.
And I think they need to pay a subscription onto them on TikTok as well.
Yeah.
To get into their live, they've got to pay a subscription or something. And they've came to me now, and it's like, they've messaged me asking for advice and all that, and I message them back, and it's like, the message back pure shocked. Oh, I didn't expect you to get back to me. And I went, why not? Yeah. Because I've been with such and such following this person for so long, I've been paying all this money, and I've messaged them, I don't know how many times, and never get back to me. I says, I'm here doing this for me to help other people, and it helps me. I don't want any money for this. That's why I block all the ones that try and get me into the lies to do these stupid battles. I hate it. It irritates away from me. It takes away from the message. Even as well with the CBD, everybody's jumping on that bandwagon, and all I was going to do was get an honest opinion, and I got it after for nothing, tried it, and it did nothing. So I'm not going to say to folk, this is amazing, the way everybody else is doing, because I could have started putting that on my page. I would rather burn myself for making money and tell the truth than going and say, oh, this is fucking amazing, because I know it didn't help me. So why am I want to tell people that follow me and trust me, oh, this product's amazing? Because they're looking for something to get through the day, and that wasn't it. Do you know what I mean?
So, see if sorry to interrupt you, but see if when you first started the app then, could you see yourself how much you've grown? Have you grown in confidence on your videos, on your lives, because I can see it, like,
Oh,
Ken.
100%, mate. I get back and
Yeah.
watch some of my first videos and I'm like, oh, what?
But you know what? Didn't he delete them though? Didn't he delete
No,
them?
I don't delete them, mate. I've kept them all there because I like watching them. Do you know what I mean? To see my evolution from the start to
Yeah.
where I've got to now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's scary how much I've grew. The confidence I've got talking on the camera. I remember I used to struggle even talking to the camera.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I was so withdrawn and so
Uh-huh.
I was amazed to where of how much openly I speak about everything on here now
Yeah.
compared to how I tried to talk about it at the start. I'm speaking about it better. I put it out better. I word it
Yeah.
better. Before people are resonating more.
Yeah.
Whereas before I was kind of, I don't know, I was putting a message out there, but know that people didn't resonate with it because I didn't
Yeah.
have the way I talk now, like very confident and passionate. I was too withdrawn. I was scared when I was
Yeah.
talking about it, if you know what I mean. Scared
That's,
of what people thought and everything else, and now I don't care.
that's what I was about to say. It was like fear of judgment or something, because that's what
Aye.
I thought when I first. I used to do
Aye.
these my rants on Facebook in my van because I was remember seeing somebody. I seen a video and the boy was like, he used to go into his house and he put something on the tree, and somebody says to him, "What are you doing on the tree?" He's like, "I'm leaving my anger on the tree so it doesn't affect my family when I go in." And then every day he'd come out and he'd tuck song off the tree, and that was his anger that he'd give to other people. And I was like, "Ken, what kind of?" Yeah, that resonates with me a bit. So I
Aye,
would
aye.
sit in my wee red van, like Postman Pat, and do rants. And then my wife would be like, "What you fucking doing in that van?" Like, I'm like, "Doing me videos." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Well, Ken, I wasn't angry, like, but kind of,
Aye.
I've always
It
moaned, I've
helped.
always bitched and ranted, but I seen it when it was affecting the bairns when I got PTSD because they got stuff
Aye.
for their Christmas, and it was just a stupid wee thing. Like my mum passed away on Christmas Day, so the next Christmas I was just wanting left on my own, but the bairns had they got these wee special cups, Ken, for like Christmas Eve and that, and I
Aye.
took a scadgy and I smashed the cups off the wall. And I seen it in the bairns, I was like, whoa, Ken. That's I didn't bother what I've done to anybody else, but I've never hurt the wife or bairns or that, but it was just that wee
Aye.
bit of anger that I smashed the
Aye. It's
cups off
just
the
that.
wall.
Aye. And it scares you, doesn't it? It scares
Oh,
you to know that's in there.
yeah. And then
It
after that,
scares
I was like,
me.
Ken, what, like that cruise and the Dundee, whatever they're called, kind of like the adult psychiatric, DAPT it's called,
Aye.
kept putting you off. Oh, you're dealing with grief, so we'll deal with you in 6 months. And I was like, here, I can't keep going with this for 6 months, Ken.
Aye.
So I ended up paying for a shrink, and then the woman was like that to me, "Oh, I'm going to give you a phone." So she phoned me in the bairns and that were in the car, and I'm like, "Ken, yeah, well, I can't really talk just now." "Oh, well, I've only got this hour left, and we're going to, that'll be us for 4 weeks." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So I had to stop at a petrol garage, get in there, sit in the disabled toilet for half an hour, right? And then just sit there and chat. And I come out and I was pure greeting. My wife's like, "What are you greeting for?" I'm like, "Nothing, just get in the car and go fucking aim." And in the journey on the way home, she kept going like that, Ken, trying to get out. No nagging
Aye.
or that, but just singing. I'm like, fuck's sake, I was on the phone to a therapist. Next thing the bail's like, "Dad, what are you on the phone to a therapist for? Is this because you're angry plumber?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's what it is, eh?" I'm like, that's still, man. 11-year-olds are now kind of what a CPN worker is. You're
Aye.
like, fuck.
So how did you feel when you were first diagnosed? See, when they first turned around and told you you've got PTSD, what was your thought processes in
I
that
was,
moment
I
when
was
they
a
told
relief,
you?
mate, because I was a relief. Because see, if I was being honest, right, I couldn't have handled the flashbacks because see, for about 6 weeks after my mum, 6, 7 weeks after my mum passed, I kept smelling this smell, and it's like a chemical.
Aye.
And when I got to the doctor's like, "Oh, we'll do this wee scale thing." I don't care if you've had that. I was like, "They'll ask you
Aye.
questions and try and trick you."
Aye.
And she kept fucking repeating. I was like, I could smell the smell. And next thing, like, she went through all that, and then 6 months later, it was just like I kept getting flashbacks and seeing things. And kind of when you put the TV off in your room at night and you turn the
Right.
lights off, it's like it's dancing all over the room, eh?
Aye.
Like, I couldn't deal with that anymore. So I was like, I've got all these tablets downstairs. Is that one night? There's no fair on the wife and bairns. Is that I'm going to end up just taking these tablets? So I said that one night, and then I woke up and I disappeared to my shudders, and I was laying on the deck, and that was me hospitalised. Now I kind of can laugh now, but see when the doctors were all like, "Oh, we think you're stressed, we think you're grieving, you're depressed." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not depressed." I was like, "Could you give us a full medical?" So it ended up being that I was low on testosterone. So when I
Aye.
started getting testosterone jags, I wasn't depressed. Told them I wasn't depressed, but that's what they weren't want to go doing any other mental health route than you're depressed because your mum just passed away. I had no ill feelings or regrets because I done what my mum's care. Okay, and like all the questions were answered. There was no unanswered questions, but it was just the photo. I was getting scared to go to sleep at night because within like my missus she goes to sleep instantly, and I'm sat there for every night 3-4 hours on my own, and then I'm like thinking, and then the next thing I can smell my mum, and then I was like the side of the bed, everything was moving at the side of the bed, everything was moving down side of the bed, and then boom, the doctor gave you Zopicone, so you were tied to the bed, and you were seeing it so it was like sleep paralysis. And then I remember when I got my CPN worker and the therapist for Cruise and DAPT were like, oh, we don't know if you got CPTSD or PTSD. But see, when she started coming back, we had these like exercises and that. I was seeing people in the midst of COVID going mental for toilet roll and shit, and I was like, I was feeling amazing. It was like somebody just took off this fucking weight off my shoulder because I was thinking for this past year, man, 7 months to a year, I've been going mad, mental, crazy. Now everyone else is going crazy over toilet roll
I felt
and
normal.
fucking swans and everything.
I felt normal through COVID, man. I was actually cruising COVID. And every cunt's going after nothing. I'm like, what's going on here, man? The fucking world's gone mad. I feel fucking sane.
But that's what I was like that, Ken, because I wasn't want to take the sertraline or the quetiapine and that. But I ended up going on the quetiapine, and then that kind of made me a bit scatty again. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm coming off that. That was worse than heroin. That's like crack coming off a man. But going through, like, lockdown and seeing everybody who was sane-minded absolutely lose their shit because they couldn't go out for an hour. This is people that never went out their house anyway.
Aye, they're all gone mad because you can't go out because they're lost out the fucking house, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's right. But Natalie, I'm back on quetiapine now because I couldn't handle the rattleness.
Man.
What about yourself then? What about yourself when you got that diagnosis? Like, because obviously, Kim, with the trauma, what you went through, man.
I mean, I was my big. I didn't know what was going on with me. I was so angry and I was on the edge all the time, and I didn't understand what was happening to me at night when I was going to my bed, and then I was seeing things during the day. I can remember the smell. I can remember, and I kept getting pain in all my wounds.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on with me, man? And I just couldn't. And I started to sleep on the couch and all that as well, but I didn't sleep because I didn't want to be lying up in my bed because I was fucking wrestling in my sleep and all that. She was actually sitting having to hold me. My partner was having to hold me to keep me calm in my sleep because I was fighting in my sleep. And she would wake up in the morning and say that. I'm a strong guy, I'm a big guy, do you know what I mean? And she's like, I had to literally hold you and try and hold you to let you know you were safe and all that. She said, because you just, it's like you were in sheer tears in your sleep and all that, and it was happening all the time. And then so when I went, I was like, I need to go and see what's going on here because I was just so angry, I was so agitated, the slightest wee thing would set me off. And I was never like that, do you know what I mean? And I was just constantly in my head. Like I've never been before. It was constantly in my head, man. I'm like, what is going on with me? And it was got two voices. Do you know what I mean? It's got my own voice and then my subconscious. It was just constantly talking to me. And I'm like, this isn't right. So when I first went to the psychiatrist, I went to the doctor and I tell the doctor everything. I take these tablets. I says, well, I don't want tablets. I need to know what's going on with me. I don't need you to tell me. I said, trust me, I'm not depressed. I said, if I was depressed, I wouldn't be getting angry all the time. All right. But back then, that was 2014. So back then you could get a doctor's appointment. Back then you could go and see these people. Do you know what I mean? So it was like, no problem. So that's when they sent me to go and see my first shrink. And I remember going sitting talking to the lass and explaining everything. See, within about 5 minutes, she went, "You've got PTSD." And I went, "What was that?" And she explained it to me. She went, "You're getting flashbacks. Your reef. It's like, what did she call it? It's like ghosting with the wounds and all that. You're literally feeling them doing all that to you because you're seeing it all again. Because phantom, that's it. And you're seeing it all again." She says, "And see when you see it, does it?" I says, "I feel as if I'm fucking there." I feel as if I'm right back when it happened. I can smell, because it happened at Christmas time, and you could smell the candy floss and the hot dogs and all that for George Square. So I was getting all these smells, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on with me, man? and I just couldn't, and it made you worse because you didn't know what was wrong with me.
No.
And then when I got my diagnosis, it did make me feel better, but sometimes when you get things like that as well, you start feeding into it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Makes you worse,
When I first got diagnosed, I fed right into, oh shit, I've got PTSD, and you didn't want to tell people, and then you start feeding into the whole thing, and then they start giving you tablets, so you're taking all these tablets because you think it's going to make you feel better, so you start taking these and then it turns into a zombie. The tablets it gave me, mate, I had pure glazed eyes, I didn't have, I had zero emotion, I didn't even know who the fuck I was with all the tablets they gave me.
I'm glad you just said that, because that's what, I kind of sounds morbid and actually a wee bit serious, but I like to feel every ounce of, every emotion, like pain, joy, anger. If I feel anger, I want to feel proper anger. If I'm going to greet, I want the ugly greet where the snotters are coming out and everything. Whereas, when I had to cut myself down on that quetiapine because the parents were doing good at school, the missus was hitting her targets at her work and losing weight, and Ken, she's like, how come you're not getting happy? I'm like, I'm fucking trying. Jesus. They mean the best. Partners mean the best. Our family mean the best. But unless they know exactly they'll never know what's exactly going on in here 100%. Because you can't get somebody 100%. Because it's not fair on them for us to project that on them. But other times I'm like, I wish you fucking kept what was going on here because you wouldn't ask that question.
Aye. And sometimes as well, it's when they keep at you. Are you alright? Are you alright? Even though you're in an alright mood, then you're like, you going to leave me alone? I'm alright. I see there you go again. I'm like, you've just went
it's like when you're going for a night out or you got a nice meal and your partner's like, oh, wait till I get a photo, and you're like, that photo's terrible, and they keep going, you're like, fucking, it's just a photo, but you took it 20 fucking times.
Aye. Oh man, it's the same. Going through all that, I've done really well. Obviously, my breakup, the first 3 weeks and 4 weeks were bad because you know yourself with PTSD, you start imagining things. You start thinking things. So I'm not there. I'm down the road. I've got the veins waving, and I'm thinking to myself, who's she? What's she doing? I normally don't think that. I'm not a jealous person. Never have been. But obviously, when you've got PTSD, you can't do nothing about it.
No.
But I had to go through that to learn how to deal with it, if it makes sense. I had to experience that. And it took me 3-4 weeks of going, right, I'm right through that side of it now, do you know what I mean? And I'm in a far better place. Me and her are getting on better and all that.
Yeah.
And, do you know what I mean? I'm never saying never, but don't know where things will lie or where it goes, do you know what I mean? But if I was going to be with anybody in this planet Earth, it would be with her, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. I wouldn't choose anybody else. And it's like, they know I've got zero interest in women, and it's like I'm getting absolute bombarded with DMs.
Fucking hell, mate, you should be so lucky. I get none. I get guys wanting me to sit on their face.
Oh, mate, I get they fucking cunts in Snapchat, man. Honestly, man, what the fuck's going on in this world? Honestly, you open up a Snapchat as a guy, and I'm like, oh, dick pics, no, what the fuck, mate? I'm a fucking guy.
I thought that was only me who got that. I was speaking to this guy for ages on here, and he's like, mate, you're pure sound info Dundee and that. I'm like, cool. Can I add you on Snapchat? I'm like, well, no on it, but there it is. Next thing he sent a picture I seen was this big willy going right across the screen. I'm like, mate, you be sending shit like that to my phone?
See the minute I start talking to cunts now, then he say to me, you've got Snapchat, I just tell them no now. Because every time I've done that, that's what I've ended up with, do you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck, man? I thought that these people are like that, and all of a sudden you get Snapchat, mate, I'll start talking any born, mate, here's my Snapchat, bang, big bear, and you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
It makes me feel inferior, because I'm going to boot to my missus, I'm just average. I'm like,
how can I go for help with some cunt and never having any incline at all that these people are gay, right? And that's why now when they ask me for Snapchat, I've always got that in my nut. No, I've not got Snapchat, mate. I've not got that. Because then it just goes, and it's within settings, boom, there's your Snapchat dick pic, and I'm like, oh man, what the fuck?
Yeah, this live's kind of took a brilliant turn, isn't it? It's very mental health.
Oh man, honestly,
have you got yourself a target list of who you're wanting on and stuff then?
My biggest target was you, do you know what I mean? Because I've just loved, for day one, for coming on here, you're so open, you're so honest. Anytime you bring something out, your research is done, and they can't come back at you. You're such an amazing guy, and you've done nothing but back me and support me for day one, mate, which has helped my page grow, do you know what I mean? And I just want to show that love back, and this is why I wanted you to be able to tell you this, do you know what I mean? And it really has been amazing the support you've had for me on here, mate. And I don't think I'd got to the person I'm as well without your support. Do you know what I mean?
You have
Because
to
I
give
remember
yourself
when I
credit.
first came on and you done your first video, and I went, "Oh shit, Angry Plumber's done a video," and it had my name on it. I went, "Oh no, what have I done?" And I went on, I'm like, "I need to watch this. If I done something wrong, he's going to call me out." And I'm like, "Shit." And it wasn't. It was the one you were, and it started off. You were calling these people out, and I'm like, "Shit, I'm on this, innit? My name's on it." And then it was like TJ Motive, somebody else. I'm like, "Right, shit, what have I done?" And then it came up and said, "This is the guy you want to follow." So like, "Well, Hank, fuck you're that, man."
No, mate, most people honestly think that's a idea is just call people out and rant about
No,
them
mate,
and that. But
I love it. You
you
do
know
it
what?
because you need somebody like you on here. It needs to be done and said, mate, because I'm sick of the ones.
But when I support somebody, like I fully support them, like like I say to you, I'm no spiritually minded or that, or believe in a higher power or anything. But see, when you're talking about it, it makes me want to listen. And there's only ever been so many people that will actually listen to you, JT, boy Marco, and a boy called Alan for Just Another Monkey, mate. That guy actually put me on his podcast, and after it, I went back to work and everything, and it was like, Jesus, man, I was like, fucking should have been on that boy's podcast ages ago, but you're just a bunch of five guys who are actually on here marking Scottish TikTok and British TikTok as a whole a lot better than because when I first seen your video, I was like, oh, fuck, this is another guy going on about spirituality and everything. And when I watched it, I was like, fuck, is that Ken? What? I said, he is, but he's actually got a point, Ken. You're marking it resonate with people, you're marking it up to date. Like, I didn't believe in the church or anything like that, and I do, but there's some people that I know it's done the 12-step program, and it's turned them into a total narcissist. Like, I know that word gets flung about, and then like there's loads of people who'll be like, oh, my ex is a narcissist because we're split up. Well, your ex is going to be something, Ken, but not everybody's a narcissist in that way. Ken? But on here,
the whole spiritual, my spiritual thing is, right, I do believe there's a higher power. I don't believe in God the way the mainstream tells you. And then obviously you've got all the stuff with the Bible and all that. Mine's is merely a spiritual connection to the higher source. It's nothing to do with going to church. And I don't believe in all that side of it. Mine's was that spiritual moment I had in the hospital when I tried to take my own life and I woke up. You can't explain it. It was mad. As if this big light. And I remember waking up in the hospital and the psychologist is sitting. And I remember I was pure groggy because at the time I was taking amitriptyline because I'd full depth damage in my right shoulder.
That stuff's fucking mental,
Oh, horrible, mate. And so I had them and I kept them all because I remember it was that way in my head, right, this is the day I'm going to do it. I've had enough. I don't want to be here anymore. And I kept saving the tablets up. And I chose a day when the rains were going to stay with my mum. She was out at work. So obviously I done what I done, and then she thought I was steaming or whatever it was, which I feel terrible about. And then when the ambulance came and says he's nearly dead, and I'll never forgive myself for that. Do you know what I mean?
But then, you're probably going to be harder on yourself than your loved ones will be, Ken, because they'll be more grateful that you're here because they would probably rather hear that than tell your obituary, eh? All right, Rachel, your brother's brilliant. All right, wee Wido.
How you doing, wee Wido, mate? Hope you're well, buddy.
Tell what, he gets some crap for being a Celtic fan, eh? And I've seen the video
mate, I love him.
about you being at the Rangers with your boy, eh? And it shows you that he does like Rangers fans.
Aye, mate, he's class, man. I just don't get involved with that side of it because he would annihilate me. I stay well away from it, man.
My mum always said, like, when you're in a pub in Scotland, you don't talk about football, religion and politics.
No, I do, fog. 100%, mate. But the whole spiritual thing for me was it helped me, and then when I had that vision, it just made sense to me because it was like, see, you know yourself when you live with all this clutter in your head all the time. And when I had that vision, as if it just cleared my head when I woke up. And then after happening that, my partner came in and says, look, I didn't want to tell you this, but I'm pregnant. And then, again, it was another fucking sign for a higher power saying, right, you've had this vision. No, my partner's come in and says, I'm pregnant. Boom, I'm like that. And it just all clicked together, going to myself, right, I need to change shit here. I need to change my life. I need to stop feeling the way I feel. How do I do it? Started researching, started doing meditations. Obviously, my gym helps massively. I decided to get myself get my shoulder. I was like, I'm going to get, because I had full nerve damage in my right shoulder. I'd full muscle deterioration. I get
I
told I'd
remember
never
seeing
train
your
again.
video on that,
Aye, so basically everything just had to change. So don't get me wrong, I'm not going to tell folk it was easy. It didn't just happen overnight. It was a long process with setbacks and falls and everything to get to where I've got to the day. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't want folk thinking when I say, "Oh, I just had that epiphany. She told me she was pregnant," and boom, I'm where I'm all the do. It was a long, hard slog. Do you know what I mean? It really, really was.
It's strange though how like the thought of having a child or having children, like I don't like it when an adult says to their child, "Ken, oh, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here," because if anything
I
did
don't like
happen, that would put guilt on the child. But see, for the thought
100%.
that you just said there, that you woke up and your partner says to you, "Oh, I'm pregnant, man," that is enough to actually fucking mark you want to change your life, Because when I smashed the Bairns Christmas up, I see myself, I'm like, "Whoa, Ken, this is no right." And then when you go to a CPN and the CPN's like, "Oh, don't worry, it's just a one-off," you're like, good then, pal, why? You're meant to be here to fucking tell me that it's not just a one-off. You want to go to meds or something.
See, my biggest thing with the whole spiritual journey as well is I understood more about energies, vibrations,
Yeah,
and the whole, that's how I always say about the pebble effect. And it's one that resonated with me because the way we're feeling resonates onto our kids. We
yeah,
put all our, so if we're going through bad mental health and everything, we're resonating that onto our veins, and our veins
yeah.
end up with mental health because we don't understand how much they're taking in off our energy
Oh,
levels.
I've always
So
said that
I
kids are
learned upon
sponges,
the whole energies, and obviously that became for the spiritual side of it, that what we go through, our kids are already resonating and feeling. Do you know what I mean? So it made me
Yeah,
understand a hell of a lot more about me, discovering myself and what my kids were feeling after me,
uh,
the tension, everything else. Do you know what I mean? So
di-
it really helped me discover all that side of it as well.
uh,
And then that's why I started doing all my meditations, my breath work, and then that's when I got into the whole cold water therapy. And then when you add the gym and all that into it all as well, it's all a big
yeah,
amalgamation of things that help me stay in control in the
yeah.
person I'm holding now. Do you know what I mean?
Because that takes a lot of discipline, doesn't it? Ken? It's not like I might slag cold water therapy, but it's the people who are pushing it on people, like come and do cold water therapy for £20 an hour.
Aye.
Ken? Whereas you're doing it, and it's like a discipline, if you would say, because it's not
The
like you could
discipline's
just
the
jump
mind.
into
It's
it.
what I tell folk is before they do it. One, you've got to get your breath work right. Two, your
Yeah.
mind's got to be right before you get in the water, and it's teaching them about, and it learns them how to control your mind. So instead of your mind controlling you, you're controlling it.
Mm.
And it's a good way and a good metaphor to say to folk, right? See, when you get into this water, it's about breathing. So you're
Yeah.
breathing right, so your mind settles. You get into the water, your brain's telling you, danger, 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 get out.
Yeah.
Stop thinking like that. Do your breath work, calm your mind. And then see, once you do that, your body climatises.
Yeah.
When it climatises to that water, there's no more amazing feeling in this world how much clarity you get in your head and understanding you've just controlled that thought process. Fight or flight, get out, danger, danger.
Yeah.
You've controlled that. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
just saying to folk, I didn't go and take all water. And these folk that are charging money for folk to go and do that, they've no insurance or fuck all. They're not a
No.
business, they're not a company. When I was doing the ones, obviously, in my Warrior Mindset group, I'll say to folk, right, we'll all meet up here. We'll all have a chat, we'll all talk about mental health on the way up. We'll get in, we'll do the water. There's no money involved. It's all
No.
about us being a community
Yeah.
in like-minded people all talking about our journeys and our past, where we are. And it all helps. And then it's get into the water, and then me teach them all about the breath work and how
Yeah.
to control the mind. And then it resonates with folk because then they understand when their mind's in control of them, that's when the problems lie. When you're in control of your mind and your thoughts,
Yeah.
that's when you can control everything around about you. Do you know what I mean?
Actually, it took me years to, well, actually, till I got diagnosis,
Even in
that you
jogging.
can't control things out with your control, eh?
Aye,
And so,
100%.
like, didn't worry about it. That took me
Mm-hmm.
years to get to that point. And then my wife's
Aye.
like, I went and got this new job, and my wife's speaking to my workmates, and my workmates are like, Tom's the funniest guy in our work, but if you piss him off, he's the first to actually pull you up and everything. And my wife's like, yeah, but Tom's not got fucking like patience or anything. And the boy's like, is this the same Tom? My wife's like, is this the same Tom? She says, because that's not the same guy I'm in the house with. I'm like, fucking, that's what they say to people.
Aye, it's
But
mental, mate.
it's strange though, because my PTSD's gave me like focus. Kind of like
Aye.
if I want like if I need to know something, I'll know it wholeheartedly. Yeah, I'll push
Aye.
myself into it. You'll probably be the same yourself, mate. Because
I'm the
I
same,
was
mate.
good
I've got
with
to
it.
go and research and study and understand it
Uh,
first before. I like to, like, if I'm going to say something to somebody, I like to be able to do it first myself, understand it, make sure I know everything about it before I can say to somebody like anything about it, because you don't want to be telling folks stuff and you're just so off the mark with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wee white nose just come away and said, my missus could hear Tam there and thought I was Kaz Milligan. Chocolate. I didn't care if that's an insult or a compliment. White nose, is that an insult or a compliment? But I didn't need to hear. Us baldies.
I wonder if they're still going to be doing this fucking boxing match.
Fuck it. That's an insult. Oh no. Wee white nose missed it. Did you like this? So, do you still do your warrior mindset outings then? Like, do you?
I'm going to start doing them again, mate. I kind of obviously everything I went through, the breakup, everything else, I just kind of pulled away from it there because I need it. See, when you're helping folk, it takes so much out you don't understand. But when you're in a good place, you get in, you do your meditations, you quiet your mind, and you're boosted, ready to go again, recharge. But I've not been able to recharge. Obviously, I've had to take time to myself.
That's what I was going to say to you. What I found on this app, because when I first come on, like everybody was like, Angry Plumber just does this, does that. But I do a lot for like cancer research and that.
Charities and all that and help.
After that, but what I found is I lost my business to helping people, and people will just keep taking, and they'll take and they'll take, and they'll see you break, and they'll still ask for more. And that's the exact same on this app. They'll see you helping people, and I was getting messages, why do you not help this person? Why do you not help that person? You only pick and choose why you help. I was like, of course I do now, because the amount of charities that were helping on this app, they were all doing football matches, they were all doing wrestling matches, boxing matches that's never happened, selling merchandise. The guy who owns that BFD clothing is an abuser, and you were giving these guys money and everything, and it was like they were constantly giving me. There was times where I was thinking, my parents are not going to get anything because I'm helping other people. But you see it, people on this app who will be like, men's mental health matters. They'll draw your mental health for you as long as it's helping them, Ken, you see it daily on here. So never ever give anybody on here 100% of yourself.
No, I know, mate. 100%. I'm actually understanding that better now. Do you know what I mean? Because I put everything on here, and I was trying to help everybody without helping. I mean, even when you're at your lowest, I was still helping folk.
Yeah.
But it got to the stage it drained the life out of me, and I'm like, I've got to let something give here. Do you know what I mean? Because I've still got my kids, I've still got to go to work, everything. So I took a wee bit of a back seat. I let everybody know that I was helping. I'm taking a wee bit of time. I'm stepping away here now. And I think I stepped away for about 5 weeks, to be fair.
Yeah.
Didn't really post anything, just to recharge myself and decide what route I was wanting to go. Obviously with the page and everything else like that. I reckon the lowest point was after doing my podcast on Nail on the Fish. It's the first time I'd ever opened up really about my trauma to anybody. I didn't even talk to my partner about it. And I think Nail on the Fish took a lot out of me, even though I put everything in and it started growing my page and things. But then I'd done a live one night and see the guy that stabbed me, he came into my live.
Oof.
Came into my live and I thought it was a troll. And I thought I was like that, look, mate, and he came on and started being cheeky. And I says, look, mate, there's no point coming on here being cheeky. I says, see, at the end of the day, mate, I forgive you for doing what you done. And then he started trying to be nice and all that. But I thought I was all right with it. But then obviously, as the weeks went on...
Oh, the reflection on it after that.
It traumatised me and I didn't understand it, do you know what I mean? I started getting agitated, everything else, and it was till somebody said to me, do you think you've actually dealt with that guy getting into your life? It was my pal Danielle, and I went, do you know, I never thought about that. And Tara's like that to me, do you think you've dealt with him coming in? She says, because that was brutal what he wrote. And I went, aye, because I dealt with it well. She says, no, you dealt with it admirable, you were amazing with the way you dealt with it on your page. She's like, have you dealt with it, with him coming in? And I went, and I'd never actually thought of it like that. And I went, see, I think about it, I haven't. Do you know what I mean? Because that's something I thought I'd never see this guy again and all that. And then next minute he's jumped into my fucking life. You know what I mean? And I didn't process it.
I could only imagine the reflection that you had to take after that, the amount of reflection you had to for. Nicky, you probably had to check the manufacturer's instructions because I've not done them for a while, hen. But I wouldn't say so anyway. Maybe a 3 amp or a 5 amp. Get us plumbing questions. The likes
and share the thing for the live for more people to come in,
guys. Guys, keep sharing Stephen's page, man, because he needs out there. I'm not that bad. I didn't need to pimp. I'll pimp him.
No, don't start pimping. My fucking DMs haven't stopped already, for fuck's sake.
Oh well, yeah, but it just shows like I said to you earlier, kind of how much your page has grown. It's like it's always good seeing great genuine people. Their pages get to where, for me, by the end of the year, man, your page will probably quadruple.
Aye, I really appreciate that, mate, and that's all help for you as well. Do you know what I mean? That you never. One thing I've always understood in life, you always make sure you let the people know that helped you get there. Do you know what I mean? You never leave
Ah,
folk behind. And it's got this when folk ask me as well when I go through the thing about cutting folk out. Folk have got to understand as well is when these people aren't growing your life and they're holding you
yeah,
back and they're constantly bringing you down and everything else. They folk, no matter whether it's family or friends, you're not being nasty cutting these folk out your life,
nah,
but you make sure the ones that are getting you there, you make sure they know you go to there. Do you know what I
uh,
mean? And it's the same I say to all my followers on here. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I wouldn't have done that podcast. If it
yeah,
wasn't for this, been on TikTok and all the support I've had on here, I would never, 4 years ago, I would never have on a
nah,
fucking podcast. Never. Do you know what I mean? And it's
yeah.
all thanks to everybody on here, all my supporters and everything else as well. Do you know what I mean? And you've got to have both ends of the fish. You need the haters as
Oh,
well because you need it. The haters motivate you more.
yeah.
The ones that see the trolls don't understand how much they motivate you. Do you know what I
Ken,
mean?
and
It's brilliant.
it's like a wee badge of honour because you ken you're doing something good to rile somebody up who's because trolls don't hate people who are doing less than them.
Aye,
they
100%.
always hate people who's doing something that they wish they could do, or they'll hate somebody doing better than them.
100%, mate. And that's what I've always said to folk. Trolls make you grow. And it is, and it's see the worst it is, see the ones that are trolling me, you get in, you click, and they're following you. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what
Uh,
the fuck,
we,
man?
we Wido's right. Without trolls, he wouldn't have anything to post.
100%, mate. Oh,
But and it's funny too because it's probably genuine creators who have got big accounts. Like there's a wee creator on here who used to go about with big glasses and a hat on, and somebody tried to get me sacked from my own business.
aye.
They phoned us up and said, "Oh, there's a guy called Angry Plumber on TikTok. I think his name's Tam. He works for you, and he's bringing your company into disrepute." It was like, all right, that cheeky wee bastard up here, word with me gets in the office. It was like, can I ask who this is? No, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you. Could you please have a word with him? And I'm like, okay. Tom, you want to get fucking off TikTok to stop the Angry Plumber shit? And he's like, what are you still here
Oh,
still? I'm like,
that's fucking
fucking.
brilliant, man.
And then somebody else accused us. I was on a podcast. I done a podcast with another guy for the West Coast, and he accused me of phoning up his work to get him the sack. One, I didn't care where he worked. Two, I wouldn't even care how to get the fucking phone number. And three, I wouldn't even care enough to phone his work to get him sacked.
Oh, I'd thought dobbing me into like obviously the railway, right? I get pulled in with obviously my boss. He says, look, obviously the governing bodies contacted us, and all they're saying is, look, what you're doing is an absolute amazing thing, absolute phenomenal. Continue what you're doing, but don't do it in your orange. Just don't do it in your workplace because folk were phoning up complaining because of my work gear on. So,
with the Celtic fans, by any chance?
fuck knows me, I don't know what
Because
they
you had
were, man.
orange gear on.
It's probably be Wido. That's how trying to get me. Oh, mate,
So what's
honestly,
the plans for the rest of the week?
I get told to delete all my videos with my work gear on. They says, obviously, these people are very happy doing what you're doing. Continue on the path you're on, just don't do it in orange. Because it's against the network
The social media policy,
Aye, it is, mate, you're not allowed. I didn't know that, though, and they went, no, we understand that. And he says, normally they would turn around and take your fucking sentinel off and take your tickets off you, but they've been amazing. They went, no, we really think what the guy's doing. Hi, Claire, what he's doing is amazing. Tell him to continue on it. Just tell him be very careful and don't do it in a work van and don't do it in his orange gear.
Well, here, that's good because there's loads of companies out there that have actually sacked people for doing that, eh? Because if I did work for a company, like the company I work for now, I done one video in work and the HR were right down at the workshop. Tom, can you take that video down? I'm like, you can't even tell it's in this building. We know it's in this building because we follow you. Like, all right, cool, cheers for the follow.
Oh, mate, it is dangerous. I'm not going to lie, it can be. But obviously, the page I do, I'm not doing anything on it that would get myself into bother. Do you know what I mean? But because obviously network rail is so strict with that sort of policy, with using phones in your van and all that. You know what I mean? It's a massive no-no. Obviously, I'm sitting stationary and everything else, but you just don't want to give them that ammunition. So that's how I stopped doing all my ones anywhere near my work vans or anything like that at all now. I do everything in my own time now because these folk were constantly bombarding saying I'm
Yeah.
using my own time, or I'm using the works of the company's time to do my TikToks. Do you know what I mean?
They must have a pretty shit life, if they need to go out there to destroy somebody who's doing something good. Because it's like, and you had the Christians going over to Africa, they're like, oh, you took AIDS to Africa and you're preaching science and everything. You're like, Christians can't preach science. But because they're doing something good, everybody throws something and tries to bring them down, Ken?
That is,
Like,
mate, it's mental.
but, so what's the plans for the rest of the week?
I start the new job on Saturday. So I've got the kids tomorrow night.
Looking forward to it, nervous, apprehensive?
Looking forward to it, mate. Obviously nervous because I'm going to a new company, but once I'm in, I meet the guys, I'll be fine, you know what I mean? Got everything else in it.
So are you going to be their boss as such? Are you going to be their boss then? Are you like, obviously...
No, I'm going out as an AP, so AP's actual person, I go out and isolate the overheads for the guys to work in between the isolation. If you're a controller of site safety, that's when you're in charge of the full work group. You're in charge of everything. If anything happens, you're hit, do you know what I mean? Everything's got to be on point. All the tickets have got to be checked. They've all got to be briefed. You've got to watch everything they're doing. You're not allowed to work. You've got to make sure everyone's all safe.
So is that only 4 years that you've been doing that then? Like, what were you doing before?
The ATMs, cash machines with women.
No robbing them, would you?
No, I've done that for 10 years, mate. 10 years on the ATMs. Before that, I used to drive the buses.
Fucking hell, you've had some decent, good jobs, man.
Aye, but I hated the buses, man.
I can imagine doing the buses at your end.
Mate, I didn't have the fucking temperament for it. I mean, especially the temper I had.
180, you dickhead!
Oh, mate, honestly, man. Mate, the worst ones were the ones going to see, like the old years, not got hospital appointments. So you're driving up and you've got traffic and you've got fucking, what do you call it? Traffic lights out, fucking ones that are just put in the middle of an area. Can't go anywhere, big queue, and you get to the old woman's bus stop, she's standing with a stick, starts smacking half the screen. I'm waiting for my doctor's appointment because of you. I says, I wait till just fucking fire all the traffic in. You know what I mean? You used to get it all the time.
So did see for that happening to you, like, obviously what happened for that boy and that, did you take a long time after recover?
No, I only took, how long was it off? Only took about 6 weeks off. 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
It's strange to because, see what you're saying that, that's you jumping back into something, like, obviously keep busy and that. Me going through my cancer and that, I done the exact same. After 8 of my ops, I was back to work within a week. Okay, and my wife was like, you're possibly major mental health and everything. Worse, there's now everybody's got mental health problems, everybody's got dyslexia, everybody's got ADHD, everybody's got ASD and Asperger's and stuff like that.
You know, feels after all self-diagnosing themselves now, though. They're all going
on this app.
Self-diagnosing themselves. And this app's a scary thing because the ones that are on telling folk, as you say, they're mimicking these folk on here that are kidding on, they've got these problems, and they're that infatuated and that, because they give them all their money and everything. Do you know what I mean? And these people playing their vulnerabilities, and they're mimicking these people thinking they've got the same, even these ones that are saying that they've got it, haven't they got it? And these people that are that indoctrinated into it are mimicking these people thinking they've got these mental health problems now.
Oh, it's got a lot worse. People were doing it during lockdown, just a wee bit, but see after it. I always said lockdown was going to bring a mental health pandemic, but it's people. I'm lucky I got diagnosed during lockdown, because I think if I was to get diagnosed now, I'd possibly still be going through hoops to get diagnosed, because they made me, they forced me to do exposure therapy and everything. Like they made me go to an ambulance, they made me go into a hospital, they made me go back to my mum's house, and all that just so they could say on that wee gauge thing that I'd done it.
You've done it. I had to do that. I had to get back to where I get stabbed and all that. They took me back to this place I get stabbed. I'd done it during the day, and then they says we're going to have to do it at night. I didn't go to that appointment. But the best thing for me was the MDR. See, when they sit and hang me to take you back, that was one of the best things I ever done, because it helped me recollect. And as you know yourself, your mind's so broken, everything's all kind of muddled up and mixed up, and you can't piece it together properly. But you've got every bit's all out of disjoint and things like that. When I done that, it brought everything back into fucking nearly back into perfectness, where I could remember things. And that's when I remembered the nurse that saved my life. Because I couldn't remember that for years. And then when she was doing the MDR, that's when I remembered the nurse coming in and going to my mate, you need to get jackets, because they'd cut the t-shirt right off me. Blood was everywhere, and I just went into shock. It was freezing, it was Christmas time, do you know what I mean? And I remember the nurse, off-duty nurse running across the road for the train station, on George Square, getting my mate to run about and grab all the jackets, cover me in jackets. She's sitting, keep tapping my face. You're going to die, me in a shock. Stay with me, stay with me. And then I remember going into the back of the ambulance, and then it's blank again.
Because that's what infuriates me, be people on here, Ken, when I see a charlatan offering hypnosis for 50 quid and everything. You're like, why are you doing it in your kitchen next to your fucking Breaking Bad series or something, Ken? You're like, somebody who's not in a trusted place, kind of like a physician, or even though hypnosis is just a certificate or something, Ken, it's not an actual clinician, is it? So they could be doing something to you and putting you into a state where they could be interfering with you or something like that. So if you're going to somebody's house and they're saying to you,
trust these people, wouldn't you?
I'm going to give you a 2-hour hypnotherapy session for 50 quid. Or you could go down and see somebody who's got a clinic and you're going to be 300 quid. At least there's CCTV, there's somebody there who you could go back to an accredited body as such. And then
it scares me, all that stuff. It actually scares me. And it's so, and you sit and watch all the women go on all these pages, right? And they're so defensive of these people. They don't even know them. They know them through an app. And it's you say one thing and you've got facts there, and then they just start attacking you, and you're like, holy shit, man. Do you know what I mean? It's
like most of these guys who are now like gurus, it's like they're doing it to the Blue Rinse Brigade. Okay, it's old women or old single mums. Sorry to say this to any ladies watching, but some of them just get taken in by it because they're getting attention for them.
100%.
And it's like, didn't he say there's a debt company on here who's like, we're here to help you. If you were there to help people, you would be a charity. I'm not here to rant at you for helping people, but just say, we're a business that's here to help you.
100%, mate. It's all misconcepted, and it's some of these ones that I get into some of these lies, right? Because it's ones that I know that are stealing folks' money and all that. And I get in and I sit, and you know what? They're so brazen about telling folk, I'm away, I need such and such because I need to go and get such and such a meal and all that, and I want these new trainers, and yous are paying for them for me. And you just see all the gifts going in, and you're like, what the fuck? You're like, you's mental, the cunt sitting mocking the fuck out of yous. It's alright, yous will pay me my money and all that, and I'm like, am I sitting for real here that folk are actually gifting this cunt? You're like, what the fuck's wrong with the world, man?
There was a couple of them, like, I done a rant about them, and next thing, you can see them because they were doing this ranting back and forward. So I was on a podcast with the boy James and Alan, and they had a guy on who I'll no name because it'll be like, you're using me for clout and stuff. But he was told that he couldn't do this certain type of content, like saying that he's helping people because of the accreditation and the certificates that he's got. There's a code of ethics. And I just pointed that out. Excuse me, you got a code of ethics. You shouldn't be asking people for money. Ken, and that was it. The fucking recovering addicts and everything were coming on my page and being like, you're bullying that guy. I'm like, you can't be honest. As long as you're honest with somebody and it's not coming for a hate. Hate's a strong word, right? It's like, I've never hated anybody. I didn't hate anybody. I just didn't like people.
Oh, mate, I'm ashamed. It's scary to see the level these people go to and how indoctrinated they are into these people when they've never even helped them. Do you know what I mean? It scares the life out of you how these people are playing. They're no daft. They know the ones they're going after, and the target group, people with mental health, are going after. They're going after single mums. They're going after mums that are struggling and everything else. Because, as you say, they're finding something in that live with these people, and because they're talking to them on the camera, how you doing, lovely, and all that, and that's what they're saying to them. And next minute, they're giving them all their money. They're sitting skint. They'll sit with no food, but they'll give this cunt their last penny. Do you know what I mean?
It's exactly like the single dads as well. When you see these hot, nice-looking single women creators, lady creators, but they're probably not even single. Okay, and the guy's thinking, this lassie's speaking to me and everything. This lassie's going to be my mate. I'm going to gift. What's on both sexes, eh?
You can get 100%, mate. It's on both ends of the spectrum, mate. It is frightening. And you're seeing Mary on the lassie side and on.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? It's the way they come across, though. They mock the ones that are giving them the stuff. They mock them. And I've been in so many lies, and you all do the same. And see, the best is, all the ones that I'm going to watch, they're all in this group. They're all in that collective group where the kids on there arguing and fighting all the time to create a thing. And you're sitting going to myself, right, if I can see this within the first couple of things you watch, this is a group here. They're stealing all your money. They're kidding on, they're arguing with each other, and this one's taking that, and then if I can see that in the first couple of eyes I've watched, how the fuck are all these ones getting them all the
Yeah.
money not seeing this?
You're right, mate. But I'm going to hit a love you and leave you, mate, 'cause that's the bairns and the missus back.
No
But
bother,
thank you
big
for
man.
having me on, and I hope I've not
No,
chatted your ears off.
no, it was an absolute pleasure, mate, and I can't wait. Obviously, I'm going to try and get up for a coffee.
Oh,
I'll come up and
I'll
meet
be
you up
doing
your
your end
way.
soon anyway, bud.
Right, definitely, mate. But it's been an absolute pleasure, big man, and all I can say is for the bottom of my heart, thanks for everything you've done for me and all the support you've given me, mate.
No, mate, it's
That's for the bottom
fucking
of the
it's
heart, my
genuinely
man.
deserved, I've loved supporting you, and it's been you've always been genuine. You're never shied away from it being you, so just keep being you, mate. Keep growing, and I guarantee you by Christmas you'll probably be in a far superior. Oh, no, you get what I mean. But your podcast and everything will glow.
Aye. Right,
But
thanks
I'll
very
speak to
much,
you
big
soon,
man.
mate.
You, I appreciate it.
Right.
See you
Cheers,
later,
bud.
Tom, mate. Cheers,
Sure.
buddy.
Bye.
See you later, mate. Alright, guys, what did you think of that? Anybody any questions? Just sorry, I didn't want to interrupt when everybody was talking to me there, so if anybody's if you want to speak, you take strong away. Cheers, Carolyn. So if anybody's want to speak now, I'll answer your questions. That. Cheers, Craig, mate. I didn't want to, obviously, when I've got the eyes on, I'm not wanting to interrupt Tam and he's speaking and things like that, going through the questions and that, guys. How you doing, Keith, my man? Hope you're well. Cheers, Kay. Was it decent then? Did you enjoy it? It's a good laugh, man. Good, Tierney. Good to see you back in the eyes, mate. How you doing, Scott, my man? Aye, definitely, bud. I had to come out and sit in the motor, so I wasn't doing it in the house, because I keep doing that in the house, and it's doing my nothing. I don't know why I'm doing it. Cheers, Kay. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to go. I've got a wee spot here I sit at. This is where I used to come and think. I'll take it off and show you. It's literally 2 minutes from my house in Blantyre. How do I turn the camera? Flip the camera. Right, this is where I used to come and sit. It's just a wee car parking space right next to the fucking East Kilbride Expressway. There's a wee car park. I used to come up here and just sit with all my thoughts. Used to love just coming up here and just obviously sit and think to myself, play music and just sit and navigate the world when I was in a bad place, do you know what I mean? Alright, Landler, aye, shots and wishes under that far for here. Child place can't beat it. 100% K. Oh, it's, what is that, near Langlands? Aye, it's near Langlands, mate, aye. Just a wee spot right next to the expressway, man. Used to come up here at night and just sit and watch the sky, sit out in my bonnet and lie in my bonnet and watch the fucking sky and the stars and just clear my head, you know what I mean? Used to love coming up. I've not been up here in a while actually, but I was nervous tonight because I was coming on with Tam and I was sitting in the house and I'm going to myself, I'm doing all my videos and I keep clapping my horns and I keep doing all this. I was like, it'll be fucking 10 times worse when I'm on with Tam. 100% happy chops. I thought, I'll get in the motor, I've got my steering wheel, I can sit with my horns like that, I'll not clap my horns, and it worked. Fucking worked, so it did. Didn't clap my horns. See you later, okay, darling, thanks very much for coming in. I left up the shots for 4.5 years. Love nights out in Glasgow, Hamlin, Mullen. Aye, it's no one thing I do anymore, but the old Pally Bongo, do you know what I mean? And up to Centre Point or fucking Majestics back in the day. They were the days, man. Fucking hell. I'm talking about a while ago now, man. 100% Craig, mate. I've not actually been up here in a long time because I've been in such a good place. I actually can't remember the last time I actually came up here. Maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, maybe. All them birds bombarding your DMs turning up in 5 minutes, run. I know, Anne-Marie, man. I shouldn't have told me where I was. Oh, but I didn't know how else to do it because I kept getting DMs and I felt bad. Do you know what I mean? It's like I would say to them, I really appreciate it and it does feel nice that folk are ringing me. It's like, but when you tell them I'm single and I don't want anybody, and then they still come back with stuff and I'm like, so obviously you think I've just told them I'm not interested. That's it. But they just don't leave it alone and it's no disrespect to them. I'm just in a place right now, I'm so happy being myself. Oh, no bother, Kyle, my man. Anytime, mate. You know, just hit me a DM, mate, and I'll be glad to help you, buddy. I'm so glad my message has helped you, Kyle. 100% happy, Chops. People don't understand. 100%, Anne-Marie. I'm just discovering that myself, you know what I mean? I've got zero interest, man. I'm just so happy myself now. And that's why I done the video on the power of when you decide to haunt somebody that power, and that's why we were talking about the whole spirituality thing. It's not just having sex. You're attaching yourself to that person. You're spiritually attaching yourself. You're entangling all your cords and all that together. Folk just think it seems to be it's just having sex. It's no. I've always been a person. I'm all about love, and that's no for me. Do you know what I mean? I've been in relationships all my life, and now I mean it's like very near 20 years in that one. Then before that I was 5 years. Then before that I was 5 years. Do you know what I mean? No, 20 years in that. Then I was 5, and then 2. Do you know what I mean? I've been in a relationship since I was fucking 13. Do you know what I mean? And having this time to myself now has just given me some good headspace. I'm growing and evolving. I'm learning more about myself. Oh, Kyle, that's amazing, mate. I'm really glad my advice has helped you, buddy. And as I say, my DMs are always open, mate, if you still need to chat or that. But that's brilliant, mate. I'm so glad that it's helped you. It's great to hear that, my man. You're in a good headspace now, buddy. Really good to hear, bud. Every person you're in contact with attaching you. 100%, Anne-Marie, this is what I try to explain to folk. You're cord attaching to these people, especially having sex. Sex is one of the most spiritual things that you can have with somebody. And if you're doing it with umpteen partners all the time, it just confuses everything. Your spirituality, your vibration, everything, it just got all fucked up. Because you're getting entangled with all these people's vibrations and energies, you know what I mean? I truly believe in all that stuff. Not to be sad, but did you go with somebody called Caitlin's partner? No, mate, I've never been with anybody called Caitlin. My only girlfriends have been Natalie, Leanne, and then my partner Geraldine in nearly 20 years. Sex with multiple is all about the ego. The ego is what we need to lose. 100%. That's one of the best statements I've ever heard. And it's like, I had to, and I was like, how do I stop this? Do I continue to keep texting them back, or do I just put a wee video it and be very nice about it and say, look, I really appreciate it. It does make me feel good, I'm not going to lie. But I'm not interested. Can please just stop DMing me? I'm not saying it's going to be like that forever, but right now I'm just so happy being myself. I don't know where my next journey and where life takes me. Do I stay myself? Maybe I might get to that level where I say to myself, I'm happy on myself. I don't need to answer to anybody. I'm just with my kids. Hit me a DM, Paul, mate. 100%, mate. 100%, Caroline. Just tell people straight. Best being brutally upfront. I hate being like that, but I'm going to have to be, I think. I'm honest, I'm going to have to start being like that. And as I say to Tam, if I was, right now, if I was going to be with anybody, it'd be the lassie I just broke up with. Do you know what I mean? There's nobody on this planet right now that could give me... I mean, that lassie supported me through the worst of my life. But right now, I wouldn't even go back there. But if I ever came in a place again where I did decide I want to go somewhere and be with somebody again, it would be her. Maybe that'll change during time, I don't know. But I know, Anne-Marie, I'm starting to get to realise that they don't take the hint when you're nice. I think I'm going to have to start being blunt and honest, to be fair. Really am. I'm going to pop over to the JD's one day and have a wee workout with you. Aye, any time, Caroline, no problem. You know, Caroline, when are you available for the live? Hey, I'm just listening. I'm busy with a garden fire tonight. A garden fire? What happened with you, ADL? You burn the barbecue? Aye, Caroline, when are you want to do the live? We'll get some set in stone. Obviously, I've known you've been really busy not with work and everything else is that. There is a difference between a true gentleman and no many guys away. Well, cheers, Caroline. The renovated a cottage bungalow, now working on the garden. Oh, right. I thought you said the garden was in fire. It's lovely that you rekindle things with your person who went through it all with you. Oh, 100%. If I was going to get back, if I was going to be with anybody, it would be her. I'm not going to lie. But right now I'm just happy being myself, and I want to experience that and go on that journey now. And I'm quite liking that journey, to be fair. I've got more time with my kids. I don't have to answer to anybody. I'm happy. I'm not having to vie for love and attention, and it's all about putting more into myself, learning more about myself instead of worrying about other things, worrying about other people, and it's just giving me so much more time and so much headspace. Whereas before, it's like doubting your relationship, and it's hard to explain. It really is. I'm just finding it more comfortable being myself now. Back at work Saturday. I'm a Sunday. Do you want to do one Sunday, Carolyn? I've got the kids tomorrow. Back at work Saturday night, and then I'm available Sunday if you fancy Sunday. 7 o'clock. If you're up for that. Maybe the live will help you then, Carolyn. Yes, Sunday good for me. Right, that's it, set in stone. I'll do a wee video on it, Carolyn. So I'll say on here as well. Carolyn's my next guest. That'll be Sunday, 7 o'clock again, guys. I'll put a video up so everybody knows. Carolyn was meant to be before this one, but she was working, she was really busy, and she did a lot of stuff for the football and everything else. So Sunday's Carolyn's next, Sunday 7 o'clock, guys. I'll put a wee post up later. I need to go and buy a fucking, what do you call it, man? Sanitary spray. I can't breathe because I've been sitting in this motor with my fucking fans blowing. It's really bad, actually. Not been to the gym all week. Cheers for that. Appreciate that. 100%, Carolyn. Cheers, Craig Allen, mate. Carolyn, see, the best thing to do is, and you know yourself, just see tomorrow, get up and go. Just go. Don't even think about it. You're going to hate every second of it, but see the minute you're in that gym, you know everything's going to change. Always be happy, Stephanie. Too many people have too much to say about others' business. How you doing, Rory, my man? 100%, mate. 100%, big man. I hope you're well, Rory, mate. How's your kids and the missus? What time? Oh, fuck, that's 8:15 already. So what was everybody's thoughts on that? I thought that live was amazing, right? It was off the cuff, there was no questions. I've known Tam for I came onto this app, and it was just so easy with him tonight. It just free flowed. It was so easy, it was unbelievable. And it's just amazing how much support that guy's given me for day one. I will do as you need to, as the gym is my safe place, but I will definitely tomorrow. 100%, I love the gym. The gym is, to me, that's my psychologist, my psychiatrist, everything. When I get in there, I come back out with the clearest head ever. It did, Anne-Marie, it was amazing, wasn't it? And it was just off the cuff, there was no questions wrote down, and it was good to guys suffer PTSD and our experiences and how we seen things and what was going on with us at the time when we first found out, and it's just a good thing for folk to hear if they're just at the start of their journey with PTSD. And it really does resonate and help folk to understand what's going on with them, do you know what I mean? Because back then me and Tam didn't know what was going on with us, and hopefully by we doing things like this, it lets folk see and it gives them a wee insight. Like, hold on a minute, maybe I should go and see somebody, and it might be what they've got, or they're already just going to see somebody and now it's helping them process it better. Because we've been at the horrible end to where the two is are where we are now, talking about it, dealing with it, helping other people, do you know what I mean? It's... Oh, cheers, Anne-Marie, really appreciate that. Put an oversized t-shirt on the night that's still tight, because I was getting all the wee idiots going, oh, you've got an extra small t-shirt on. That's the oversized one. Go, slag me now. Even that's tight. You know what, the fact you're doing this on your own time, helping people is amazing. Cheers, Carol, I appreciate it. That's why I done the live podcast. I just thought, obviously doing my videos not that help folk, but I think this would help a lot more folk, because I'm bringing other people into it that's done different things to what I've done, and then the more different variations of folk I've got on it will help other people. But yourself coming on, when you speak about yours and your story and your journey might resonate with so many more women than I could ever resonate with. Do you know what I mean? So this is the whole point of it all. Right, what time, man? I've not ate today, I'm doing my fasting, and I've not ate for 10 o'clock last night. The one swagging you by their clothes from Mothercare, so it's... That's it, man. I just thought I'll put an oversized one on tonight, and then we'll see if they come on and say the same thing. But this one's actually extra large, so it is, and it's still tight in my arms. See the one they were slagging me for, it's called body armour. It's for the fucking gym. Of course it's going to be fucking tight. Fucking idiots, man. Yes, definitely. Well, definitely. I'm just... Obviously, I knew you were really busy in that, and obviously, everything to do with the Rangers games and all that as well, as the same myself as last night with the kids and all that. And then I was just obviously, I knew you would ping me and I'd get a holiday to see when obviously you were available, and knew you're on holiday and things like that, so we'll get it done Sunday night. Buzzing for that, so that'll be good. There's been no fuck knows. He's in sitting with his Bus and Truck magazine. I better not put that near my mouth in case folk think I'm using it, as long as we didn't talk about the famous. Oh, no, don't talk about that, man. No. The main enjoyed that was the best thing for me. See his wee smile, his wee eyes lit up when he walked into the stadium, then all the lights come on, then Simple the Best come on his wee face, and he's stood up against things, he's looking at me going, oh, what's this? This is brilliant, do you know what I mean? Just his wee face, everything was just absolute phenomenal, man. Just, I'll never ever, that wee image of his face. Cheers, Anne-Marie, darling. Thanks always for all the lovely comments and all the support you give me. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. Hope you have an amazing night, darling. Thank you. Oh, he loved it. It was amazing, man. And he's only 3, and I thought it would be that way. Dad, what a game, Dad, what a game, Dad, what a game. No, did he fuck sat and watched the game. He was all excited, loved it, asking questions and just cuddling in, and he's up, he's watching what they're doing, and then Broxy the Bear come on, he's like, oh, who's that? Who's that? Do you know what I mean? It was just absolutely phenomenal. Just everything about it was just amazing, man. So what time, man? Right, that's 20 past. Right, guys, I'm going to love yous and leave yous. Thanks so much for all the positivity, all the support yous always show me. I wouldn't be where I'm without all my supporters. Yous are all absolutely amazing. I just want yous all to know that. I've got to where I've got to, all the ones that follow me. Yous have helped me get to where I've got to grow. And I'm just so glad I'm here with yous, and I'm just love every one of your positive comments. Cheers, Craig, mate. Love this wee cheers talk. Oh, he was kitted out to fuck last night, he was shit. He's got more than me. His man bought him that new kit. I got him the jacket and that, and his wee Tammy on, his wee scarf, the legend scarf. Stephen get the away strip. I'll get him a new strip again in the next couple of weeks. He's wanting the home one, the Wayne wants the white one, so aye. But again, guys, I wouldn't be here without yous. Thanks so much for all your love, all your support. It keeps me on this app. As you know, the amount of fucking shite I get, steroids, this, t-shirts too tight, everything's just all sheer jealousy. But what folk have got to understand is, these folk make me put fire in my belly and make me want to grow. Well, cheers, Ashley, darling, thank you. But thank you to all yous. Yous are why I'm here. Yous are why I stay here. And I'm here because yous have helped me get here. And I'll never forget that. And I just want to say thank you so much to every single one of yous. Always coming on and supporting me. Always liking and commenting on my videos. Thank you for the bottom of my heart. Hope you have an amazing night. The next one's with Caravan. I'll do a wee video. If I don't do the video tonight, I'll have the video on tomorrow. 7 o'clock Sunday with Caravan. Hope you all tune in. Have an amazing night, guys. Hashtag Tierney Vice, hashtag The Warrior Mindset. And thank you